Okay, so we haven't done a monthly team meeting in a long time, but I felt like it was just really good timing with all that's going on. And also, I just really felt like that Brooke Hemingway video was really, really good. I, I think, um, okay, let me back up. First of all, I just want to tell y'all, like, how thankful I am for each of you. And just the fact that you're own means that you care about your business and you want to go forward with it. So, and if you listen to this recording, that means that you are really wanting to move forward. And I'm so excited because I love doing this and it's so fun, and it's so fun for me to see y'all want to do it too. So, um, anyway, when I heard this Brooke Hemingway video, I was at the beach. I was on a walk on the beach, and I really didn't pay a ton of attention to it, but I knew that it was solid. It was something that we needed as a team because in the 3 years of me doing this, when we have moved forward as a team and we've added people, um, people are naturally going to slip through the cracks, or they're just not going to continue to order. I mean, that's just the nature of this business. But at the same time, I feel like I've failed as a leader to help y'all have a plan of how to equip new ambassadors to move forward with this. And even if they aren't looking for it as a business, but how to keep them sustained with ordering so they can continue to feel good and take our products and have the most success for their health with this, as well as success with the business. So, um, anyway, I'm not going to talk about her video quite yet, though. I wanted to tell y'all, I should have told y'all this before. If y'all have pen and paper, there might be a few things you might want to jot down from this meeting. So, if you haven't gotten that yet, go ahead and grab that. Um, Most of y'all already know this, but I would say it's very, very important for y'all to go ahead and write in your planners for the month. Map out your month, map out your goals, map out when the 7 day challenge is, which that's going to be the 13th of this month. And then the food freedom group is going to be the 27th of this month. So we have 11 days until the 7 day challenge starts up. I thought, I know this sounds crazy. I just wasn't thinking today. I thought it was like further in the month than it is. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only 11 days away. So that means like now's the time to be inviting for that. So I kind of have some strategy I've thought of for the 7 day challenge this time. Um, and what I'm thinking is that the more people that we get in on the 7 day challenge, they're going to buy, the 7 day trial pack of Slim from you. I highly suggest you ordering that. I think it's six of them. Do any of y'all know? Is it six of them that makes you commission qualified to get you 100 PV? I think it is. So that gets you commission qualified. You turn right back around and you invite people to this and you sell them for $20 shipped. That way they get a tiny bit of a discount because preferred customers, like if they sign on as a preferred customer and they buy a 7 day trial pack, they can't do that. It has to be them becoming a retail customer. And it ends up kind of getting pricey just for 7 days worth of Slim. So you don't want them to spend so much in the beginning of the month on that and then feel like, oh, they can't order, a full bag of Slim right after the 7 day challenge. So order a few bags of those, promote it like crazy. Then they'll pay you the $20. You'll ship it to them. And then the Food Freedom Group starts 7 days after right after the 7 day challenge. So what I'm hoping is that people will buy the trial pack, love it, want to purchase a full bag of Slim, and then if it's people that overall just want to feel better, have more, mental clarity, or even lose weight, you can say, hey, we have this food freedom group led by a holistic health coach. It's going to be perfect for you to be plugged right in, and the only product requirement for it is a bag of Slim. So because they've tested it, they'll most likely want to buy a bag of Slim at least. So it's just perfect. And on top of that, if Annie Hale, who is the holistic health coach, keeps the Guidelines the same, it's $25. But for every customer or ambassador that you add to the group, you get $5 off. So like this month, I'm in the Food Freedom group and I only paid $5 to get into it. So that's another advantage if any of y'all want to do it as well. So plug people into the 7-day challenge, and then we can turn right around and get them into the Food Freedom group if they're interested. And y'all, that really sets them up for success to be in that Food Freedom group too, if they're interested in that. And so I suggest maybe like either offering, $10 off of that $25 to get them in, because that's just going to make them that much more successful with either weight loss or whatever kind of goals they're looking for. Okay, so as we add ambassadors at the beginning of this month, we're going to try to get them to purchase trial packs of Slim, so they can turn right back around and invite people to the 7-day challenge as well. They don't have to know anything to tell potentials of theirs. If they want to get their products paid for, this is the easiest way to get their products paid for. Is all they do is invite. They don't have to know all the ins and outs of Slim, none of that. They just say, hey, I'm trying the Slim out, it's supposed to help me with energy. Do you want to get a 7-day trial pack and be in a 7-day challenge? And then most likely they'll get someone that wants to jump in on that. And also, if they get 6 of the 7-day bags of trial packs of Slim, they're already commission qualified, so they are set up to start getting an income the first month that they join. Or let's say they joined last month, they can be set up to get commission qualified with not only their products but also just from the trial packs. So, okay, we have the Super Silver incentive that corporate has announced. Super stoked about it. If you are silver now or not even silver yet, this is for you. If you need help with like a breakdown of how to get that, I'm happy to help. In any way that you need me to. I love like a plan. I love writing stuff out because I can't figure it up in my head sometimes. Like I'm one of those that I have to write it on a whiteboard or like piece of paper. But once I get it, I get it. But tomorrow I'm going to post a video on the team page with strategy of how to achieve that super silver incentive. And you also, what's great is that it's not just this month, but all the way to the end of October. So be looking for that tomorrow. Okay, so when I earned Leaders Retreat, I actually had his name's Jake Hoffman. He is a jewel liaison. So once you hit senior Ruby in Plexus, which I'm Ruby, so I'm not senior Ruby yet, you have what's considered a jewel liaison, and they're basically like direct customer service. If you need anything, they help you with, they just give you coaching calls, all sorts of stuff. So anyway, he contacted me and was like congratulating me on winning Leaders Retreat, which by the way, could not have done that without y'all. But he's like, okay, well, he contacted me first on the phone. He's like, let's set up a meeting. I want to talk to you about your team. So I was like, okay. So we get on the phone, and he was basically just oohing and ahhing over how much our team has grown in the last 2 months, and was just saying that there's some big things coming for our team. Like, and I really don't think he's just saying that. He was naming some of y'all's names. He's like, well, they've done this, and this is what's going to happen, and you need to do this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And it's got me so encouraged that we are really moving ahead as a team. So he gave me some facts that I thought was really, really awesome to help us. He said that the biggest teams, the fastest growing teams in Plexus right now, the only thing that they are really focusing on, well, not the only thing, the biggest thing that they're focusing on is developing silvers. That is the way to grow your team. And that sets them up, every new person up for success, because they just get their products paid for, they get the bonus, they move forward, and then so on and so forth. And it just duplicates. He said that it's best to develop a silver within 90 days of signing them up. And he said that once they go silver, there's an 85% retention rate, which I thought was amazing. So, when they go silver, they're most likely 85% more likely to continue to go with ordering 100 PV or more every month. So, I knew that silver was important, and it really is the basics of duplication. So, that's what made me excited about this Brooke Hemingway call, because she really talks about how to develop silvers and how to just make every ambassador feel equipped and comfortable. Okay, so, and then he said that Tamara Holloway, who is a diamond, she says that when people are thinking about going silver, they don't really need the facts; they just need belief. And so that's up to us to help build their belief, because a lot of fresh new people coming and joining Plexus, they've never taken the products before. They don't know anything about our company. They don't know how awesome our company is. They don't know how great the products are yet, because they don't have a big testimony, because they've just started taking it. So it's up to us to show them and tell them how great our company is, because the longer that I'm in this, like, I'm convinced that I had no idea I was joining the best company really out there, like in all aspects. And then he said there's the 3 B's, which is number 1, belief in the sponsor, belief in the products, and belief in the business. So those are the belief things that they need to go silver. So said it's not about facts; it's really more about belief. And then he suggested, and if you're listening to this and you don't have a team developed yet or anything like that, don't worry. Write this down, because you'll eventually need this. He says that when you are getting paid out, like between the 12th and the 15th of August, let's say this month, that it's very good and a good tip to reach out to your levels 2s through 4s if you have any levels that deep. And he said to either call them up or send them a voice message and say something like this. Hey, such and such, thank you for being with Plexus. Don't know, you could say something like, I know you really don't know me, but I am your upline in the company. You can say how many levels up or whatnot. And I didn't know if you knew this, but we're paid 7 connections deep. So every time that you place an order of 100 PV or more, which is a little bit over $100, you're supporting and helping 7 families. So thank you for your order, because it really means so much to so many people. And I can type some of this out if y'all are having a hard time keeping up with this. And then he said to keep going and say something like, hold on, I'm looking at my notes. I noticed that you weren't on my resource team page. It has some great info on there, so this is for someone that's not on our team page. Some product information and just some overall business tips. I would love for you to be added. And you could say at that point, would you like to be added? Are you interested or whatnot? And then you could say, I'm sure you and your upline are in great contact, but know that I'm always here to help you with your products, with your regimen, if you have any questions about any products you've never tried before, so any tweaking you might need. And then and you can end there, or not, you can stop there. And then also let's see, Sorry, I'm looking at my scribbly notes. Also, I didn't know if your direct sponsor has ever talked to you before about getting your products paid for. So if you're ever interested in that, and if you don't want it to come out of your budget every month, we don't want anybody to have to pay for their products. So know that I'm here to break that down for you because it's super simple. So I really appreciate your orders, and all the families that are blessed by that appreciate it. So I just loved that because it hit kind of on all aspects. It hit, thanking them, making them feel appreciated, helping them kind of understand a little bit of the business plan because they know now that you're paid levels deep. It's talking about the team page, helping them want to maybe get on that. Talking about how simple it is to get the products paid for, and also connecting with them, knowing that you're there as their upline sponsor at some point in the levels, to just be there and get to know them if they're ever, want to, continue with the friendship. So I just thought that that was really good. He said that, even if I do that, let's say I do it to one of Fair's downlines, and then she does it to them as well. He says, don't worry about like bugging them with that. People want to feel appreciated, and they want to feel connected. So I don't know. I just thought that that was really good. And he said that it's working really well for a lot of people. And, you mean it. Like, you want to thank them. And it's just a good, easy way to do that. So he says a good way to do it is calling or voice messaging. So they can really hear your voice and know, like, saying their name when you're messaging them, so they know it's not just like a mass message. Okay. I'm going to unmute everybody, and I would love to hear any like little thing that you learned from the Brooke Hemingway video. I would love to hear what you thought about it before I kind of go into that. Y'all think it was helpful?
I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, so okay. I'm going to get there this weekend. I'm hoping.
Good deal.
Like, I had to unvideo myself. I had to come outside with the damn dog, so. But I'm hoping to catch up this weekend because it's supposed to be murderously hot here on Saturday. So I think I'm going to be inside a lot. So I'm hoping that I can walk around with my laptop and kind of catch up on some stuff that I've been missing throughout this week.
Good deal. I know I have some catching up to do too, but just know that it's about 30 minutes, so it's not like 45 minutes to an hour. So that's always helpful.
That helps, yeah.
Okay, somebody speak up.
Just like how simple she made it. It just mapped it all out and dividing the people into the categories as far as kind of where you place them. I think that helps to know, how to move forward.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was really good.
Do y'all feel like it's kind of easier on you as an ambassador, as their direct upline sponsor, to have a plan of so you're not like, oh, well, they're not interested and they might not, like, I fall into that sometimes, like, I don't know how to fill them out, or I don't know how to talk to them to even open up the conversation of or whatnot. And she just made it, to me, just so simple. You put them, like Claire was saying, in the different categories, and then you know from there what to do depending on their level of enthusiasm, basically. Anybody have anything else to add? Okay.
Come on.
All right, I'm gonna meet everybody again. Okay, so I'm just going to do some of the highlights of what I liked about the call, and then I'm going to put the graphic that she used in the video in the comments under where I announced that we're having this team meeting. on the Delta Plexus team in those comments. And then also I have some kind of written out form that she also did where you can just see the type out of it. Hey guys, I'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Oh, kiddos, walk them. Okay, so I'm sorry y'all, I gotta look and see where I am in my notes. Okay, so I'm going to actually print that page, the Developing Silvers page that she used as the graphic, and save it also to my phone, so it's just very available. And I kind of want to somewhat memorize it because they're very similar, so I don't think it's going to be that hard. But I love that it determines a pace, like I already said, with wanting to share or not wanting to share, and how she lays it out as even if they don't want to share, having an accountability partner. I love that because we all really do need accountability partners, whether we admit it or not. So I thought that that was very, very smart. And that makes them feel connected with somebody else doing the same thing as them that's not their sponsor. Okay, so the number one column for the product users only, I love that she said you need to be extremely good with the follow-up and celebrate the victories, whether they be small or big. So if they're, saying that their sugar cravings are better, or their sleep is better, then that's when you say, okay, well, hop on social media and let's share. And here's what that would look like. And then you already have it typed up, saved in your phone, saved in your computer, so you just send it straight their way. And that way they can look at it and see, okay, this isn't so bad. I think that a lot of people are fearful of sharing because they don't know what that really looks like, or they don't want to come across as salesy and that type of thing, which we all don't. None of us want to do that. And so I love that she says I already have it typed out and just send it their way. She says if you have anything like 7-day challenge, Belly Busters challenge, anything that you've ever seen us do with challenges or whatnot on the team pages, that is the perfect resource to plug them into. Just like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, when they're a new person, and even if you don't think that they want to have customers or whatnot, still encouraging them to invite people to it. And say stuff like, who do you know that would want to sample this? Because 7-day challenge, you are sampling it. It's just inviting. That's all they have to do. Okay, then column number 2, I think this was the people that are kind of in the middle of wanting to share and not, against sharing, but just don't know what that looks like yet. She was just saying that sending sample messages is very important, that less is more, not, sending too much. Let's see. And, I love, this is what I took away the most from her video is that people are scared to share because they think it's difficult. They think it's some big ordeal and they don't know how to do it. So with this plan that we could set in place, we could just walk them through the steps, hold their hand, and they feel completely comfortable. And just knowing that, hey, this isn't so bad. And what she was also saying is that, after they do it a couple, 3 times with your help, then they will do it themselves from then on, and then it just duplicates, because then they'll teach the other people to do it. So if you're in this fresh and let's say you're just now starting to share, this is great that you're hearing this now, because I honestly wish I would have started with this type of plan from the get-go. But she talks about using third-party tools like PDFs, the triplex video. So if you send this person a sample message to send directly to people that are, they're ready to share a little bit, they send a message to their friend on Facebook, a sample message you've already typed up, and then something like, you know, have you ever heard of Plexus? Would you be interested in trying this with me or something? I have this typed out for y'all, and I'll also post it in the comments. And then let's say, that they are, and then they send the triplex corporate video. It's like 4 minutes long or less. It gives them some information, and then she says for them to follow up 30 minutes to an hour after they've sent that video if they've not heard back from that person. And then they could say something like, how did you like the video? Or could you relate to anything that was said in the video? And then if they say, yeah, I could really use this because my sugar cravings are terrible and I need more energy. And then right then and there, you're going to teach them how to close the deal. And then from then on, you'll tell them, okay, you need to get them on the phone. You need to walk them through the steps of how to become an ambassador or customer. And you can do a 3-way call and walk them through it the first couple of times. And they can say something to their potential like, I've never signed anybody up over the phone before, so my direct upline sponsor is going to jump in on this call so she can train me on how to do this. Do you mind? Or whatnot. And then they see it happen. They've done it a couple of times, and then they're good to go. So I know I'm not being very clear. Of course, she's way more like just perfect with how she says it all. But I just wanted to mainly just say, like, this is a system. This is perfect. This is not hard. This is not hard for us to teach people, and it's going to set us up for success and them up for success. So before we get off tonight, the last thing that I want to mention is that from here on out, like the last couple of months and now on, I will always try to enroll people over the phone and me do it for them because our system can sometimes be glitchy. They will most likely jump on board and go ahead and want to order if you do it for them most of the time. Now, you don't want to make anybody, of course, but I usually just say, okay, great, you're ready. Okay, I'm going to call you, this afternoon. What time works for you? Or does 2 o'clock work for you? And just tell them that you're going to sign them up because we know what the website looks like. We know how to operate it. And a lot of people just have a hard time finding time to sit down to place their order. And then you sit there like, oh my gosh, when are they going to order? They said they were going to order. It's been a week. And how are we going to handle that? So if you can, try to always sign people up over the phone or via text message and do it for them. I just think that there's more success with that. And then also I think that it's still good for us to all be on the same page with this. Deciding whether someone should become a customer, preferred customer, or an ambassador. Okay, so this is just me personally, and there's a lot of videos on YouTube if you want to look up, somebody talking about this. It's been with this a while. If someone is not willing to spend, the amount of money it takes to get a welcome pack, or if you think that they're just one of those type personalities where they might want to try it for 2 weeks and then they're done, definitely the preferred customer route is for them. Let's say it's just someone that wants to get like 1 or 2 products, then start them off as a preferred customer. If they start liking it, get success with it, then you can easily upgrade them to an ambassador. If it's a husband and wife, they both need products, or a mom is getting their kids like the X Factor kids vitamins, and they're just getting a lot of stuff at once, and they want to try it for at least 60 days, 60 to 90 days. They should go maybe the ambassador route. Or someone that's having a hard time affording the products, but they are probably willing to share to get them paid for, and you can explain that to them from the get-go, they can become an ambassador. So there's different scenarios, but if you're ever iffy, I would say start them off as a preferred customer. and then you can upgrade them later. You can upgrade them 2 weeks after they, started, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm loving the Slim HC. Okay, well, let's try the triplex now, and then they can start as an ambassador after that. So, subscription orders, I think, should always be set to own. If someone's hesitant about setting up a subscription order, you can't, again, make them if they're signing up themselves or anything like that. But it just sets them up for success. They need to know that these products take 60 to 90 days to feel their full effects. And if they're not really willing to spend another 100 the second month, then they might not need to become an ambassador. So, I kind of have always been like, oh, I don't want to tell them about the subscription order or backup order, it used to be called. But y'all, I think we should just go in with confidence, and because it's true, and say, set this up. You can always edit it. It's going to give you the most success with your products because you're going to continue to be taking it again the second month. And we don't want you to run out. If we need to tweak anything or subtract from the products and try something like the X Factor multivitamin next month instead of the BioCleanse, because you might not be out of that yet, then we can easily change that. And just making them feel confident that they can tweak it, change their order if they need to. So I just wanted us to also talk about that as we're talking about success with newbies that were signing up and all that kind of thing. So this is the time of night that my brain just kind of starts shutting down. So I probably didn't make as much sense as I wanted to about the Brooke Hemingway call, but she's awesome. I love her videos. They're always very insightful, and she's amazing. Like, she is a major introvert, y'all. That's what she says. And she's like, I never would have considered doing something like this. And she has one of the fastest growing teams. So it really does show you that any type of personality can do this. It's just a matter of determination. So I'm going to stop the recording. And then if y'all have any questions about anything that I said, feel free to ask.